Commence primary ignition.
Give him a chance. I think people are going to lose their minds over this toy because of the fraternal feeling it is inspiring in me at the moment. And really, sorry, he likes to interrupt. As I was saying, I really want to get back to the warmth of basically me and you.
Welcome, friends. We're doing the Mando Mondays live stream. Thanks for joining us here.
All of the people that I've met, they never take the Funko out of the box. My nephews do not take the Funkos out of the box. I take my Funko out of the box, though. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I took him out of the box because I didn't realize he's flying through the air with a jetpack with the child. That's pretty rad. And here we have, what's this? This is incredible. This is super cool. This is upping the cool factor of the Mandalorian. Like, it isn't cool enough. And like, I'm not cool enough. This is freaking cool. I get to keep this? Wow. I mean, I better.
Here it is. Thanks for joining us.
Hello and welcome to the very first Mando Monday. I'm Anthony Carboni from the Star Wars Show.
And I'm Andy Gutierrez, also from the Star Wars Show.
That is why you look familiar to me. And we are huge fans of The Mandalorian.
How could you not be? This is the way, Anthony.
This is the way. That's from the television show. I understand your reference.
Unsurprisingly, The Mandalorian captured the world's attention with its first season, debuting new characters, planets, ships, and most importantly, the child.
Which also coincidentally led to a whole new galaxy of Mando merchandise.
Which is why you guys care. Why we care.
Woohoo! We are so excited for season 2.
Absolutely. You know, one of my favorite things about season 1 was how it takes things that we recognize from the Star Wars galaxy and completely recontextualizes them. You know, everything is new again.
Yeah, there's so much new depth and context to things that maybe didn't get that much attention in the original trilogy or in any of the Star Wars that we've seen in the past. So it's really fun to get to dive into those little details.
Yeah, and in the couple little teasers that we've seen so far of season 2, we've already gotten a couple of those moments. Like, for instance, when we saw Gamorreans not guarding, but fighting in some sort of ring. I loved it. And something that they don't tell you in the teaser trailer, he is actually just pit fighting to put his kids through college.
So noble.
It's very noble of him.
We also have this elegant Mando mug from Disney Parks.
With or without skull, display, drink, display. You get it.
And we've got books, like this Mandalorian Season 2 poster book, which I am contractually obligated to not open on camera because of spoilers.
Open one. Open one of them. Turn it around. Let me see.
Oh, that's a good one.
We also have this little golden book, which I love because I grew up on little golden books, and so it's wonderful to see the Star Wars galaxy in it. Look at this. But sometimes the child protected him.
Sometimes the child protects us all.
Right? Books.
Books.
But we know that you want to see more.
More toys, more clothes, more games, more of your favorite Mandalorian actors talking all things Mandalorian.
And we have that for you in just a moment. But first, we want to check out more of this new Mando merch for this Mando Monday.
Marvelous.
Magnificent.
Monday.
Spirit jerseys! We're perfectly in sync.
I love a good Spirit jersey.
Hold on a sec. There we go. Now, you are wearing a Spirit jersey that's been at the park for a little while.
Comfy, roomy. This one's got the child on it. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, but this one is brand new. We've got the Mando bucket on the front here in foil. We got the Mudhorn insignia on the sleeve. I like this one a lot. And I love Spirit jerseys because they're comfortable and good.
They are comfortable and good.
They are comfortable and good. But let's get down to business, Andy. Are you ready for a new Funko and a whole box full of brand new Hasbro figures?
Boy, am
Box
I.
full. Yeah.
Super cool flying Mandalorian Funko.
That's great. I like that a lot.
Give me a box full of figures.
We've also got some new stuff from the Star Wars Vintage Collection that I really
Woo!
love. Look at this armor, the 3 3/4 armor.
That's what we're here for, folks.
How good the sculpts and detailing are getting
Man.
on these smaller figures.
Oh, for sure. Like, look at this.
I
The little
know.
Moff Gideon.
Moff
Giancarlo
Gideon!
actually looks charming. It's like you're looking at Giancarlo.
So cool. And the Darksaber.
The dark saber.
But that's not all we're doing today. We'll be debuting more first looks, chatting with some of your favorite Mandalorian stars, and so much more.
You know, Andy, these are not the only vintage collection figures we have to look forward to.
In fact, here's a look at more from the Hasbro Star Wars Vintage Collection. And then we'll be joined by Moff Gideon himself, Giancarlo Esposito. Check it out.
Whoa, we see it already.
Lightsabers are the legendary weapon of the Jedi and Sith, both elegant and powerful. But one lightsaber is especially unique. Created by the first Mandalorian to be inducted into the Jedi Order, the dark saber featured an angular black blade and rectangular hilt. Seen as the symbol of Mandalorian leadership, many have wielded this legendary saber. Following the fall of the Empire, the dark saber is now in new hands. How did he acquire it? What are his plans for it? All I know is that this time, the dark saber is properly where it belongs.
Damn.
This is my tool. This is like my right arm. I'm so happy to have this. Mandalorian, October 30th, Season 2. Moff Gideon says, watch.
Ooh, I am intimidated now, but I am super excited to be talking to one of my favorite actors, one of my favorite characters in Mandalorian, Moff Gideon himself, Giancarlo Esposito. Giancarlo, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us.
I am so excited to be with you today. I have got so many surprises that I'm blown away. And so, number one, how exciting is that? To be able to see yourself on a t-shirt. And I am going to do something that I normally don't do, but since this is such a special occasion, I'm going to put it on.
Oh, yeah.
You can see the Moff become the Moff. Yeah. How do you like that?
It's so nice to meet you, Giancarlo. Moff Gideon is one of my absolute favorite characters in The Mandalorian, and we're all so excited about Season 2 and to see what you have in store. Let's talk a little bit about your experience working in The Mandalorian. I'd love to hear what it's been like for you to be in Star Wars.
Well, I have to tell you, when I got the phone call, I was incredibly excited and blown away to be a part of a world and a universe that has the most villainous villains and the most heroic heroes. To me, it's stepping into history. And for me also, it's a wonderful show that really encompasses all of the power of myth. And so I jumped out of my skin when I found out that Jon Favreau wanted me to be a part of this show.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even really like a question, right? They call you and say, hey, do you want to be a villain in Star Wars? And it's like, yes, I do. How did fans react to your character? I know I was super excited to see you on screen, but the reaction I'm sure must have been
So
really
cool.
interesting for you.
She is a
It was
mythosaur
because
behind
it
you.
allowed me to realize how important this particular series of movies and now this live action television show is. Fans went nuts, specifically and especially when they saw the tip of that angular blade of the darksaber reveal itself through the door of my TIE fighter.
Yeah.
And me following my hand out, they went crazy.
Right? That's like
we
the
get that
most
TIE
epic
fighter,
entrance
so excited.
ever.
Completely. One of my favorite moments of the show because of the physicality of having to come out of that burned out TIE fighter, but the heroic nature and feeling of I've survived this crash. And not only that, here's a little teaser and surprise for you.
I know, and fans have been waiting for so long to find out what that means, how you got the darksaber, how it's going to play into the story, and I'm just super duper excited. Did they prepare you with the backstory of what this weapon means?
They hinted at it,
Yeah.
and certainly helped me to understand how powerful it was, and I had to learn how to hold it properly, how not to let my wrist bend.
Right, and so like we saw at the end of Season 1 and at the beginning of this segment, the darksaber is now something that fans can finally get their hands on. It's amazing how you put one of these in your hand and you instantly turn into a kid again. It's so cool seeing the black on the light. Give me some hints on how to wield the darksaber.
You keep your wrist strong.
Okay.
And normally, if you're right-handed, you put your left hand on top. If you're left-handed, you put your right hand on top. And you have to not break your wrist to get through the stroke. This weapon this tool will do anything. The thing is to let it go, is to let it get sweeping motions that allow it to soar.
He's having fun.
And it will
That's
do
great.
exactly what you want it to do.
How fun is that?
What I love is the connection between the sound of it, because this sound is the sound of the future. It's the sound of Moff Gideon. And you know that you have something I want.
Ooh, that's properly intimidating. All right, let's move on then. I understand that you have something that we haven't seen yet. You mind showing it off?
Oh, whoa, okay. So I'm going to open this
Something
box
new.
for you guys. I've got the packaging. Oh, my goodness. You got to be kidding me. Oh, my goodness.
It's a vintage collection one.
This is truly, do you see that? Moff Gideon.
Dude, you're an action figure. How does that
I'm
feel?
an action figure. I almost wanted to grab my cape for this interview because I really love wearing my cape. But this is the pièce de résistance. And wow, his cape actually gives you some flair and moves around.
It's
and
the
he
retro
stands up.
collection
And he
one.
even looks like me. I am so excited to have this. Wow.
You're going to give them to everyone for Christmas this year?
Yes, indeed. Yes,
I love
indeed.
it.
I'm so excited for
That's
these gifts.
so cool. So finally, I have on good authority that you have the brand new Mandalorian edition of Monopoly.
Let me look through the boxes and see if that's part of the package. Wow, here it is. Mandalorian Monopoly.
They sent me one too.
I just
It's
got to
got a
do one
retro
thing because
collection
I'm amazed
sticker.
by
That's
this.
interesting.
I remember playing Monopoly when I
Does
was a
it come with
kid,
a
and I
figure?
really loved it. And the board was always such
Oh,
a
yeah.
cool thing. And I'm going to hold it in the proper way so that you can see Mandalorian
Wow, that
Monopoly.
looks awesome.
All of our places that we can go are really, really, really pretty fantastic on
Oh, I
this.
want
And then
that.
I want to show you these really incredible pieces that we have and all the incredible characters that we have going here. Like that is, oh, this is really cool. This is like steel. They really feel sturdy and really, really kind of neat. Maybe this is, let's see. Whoa, that's me. This is, oh, I like this. Holy cow. This is the Moff. That's the Moff Gideon. This is chiseled as I am chiseled. Well, I'm so excited. I'm really excited because this really looks like me.
I think you and I should probably play a game over Zoom, huh?
I would love that. You
Okay.
seem like you're knowledgeable, and you didn't mention that you played Monopoly when you were a little girl.
I've
so
dabbled.
maybe I dabbled. Oh, good. That means I can beat you. Let's play a game.
All right, awesome. And while we do this, you guys check this out.
Oh, it's the Razor Crest. The transition. Excuse me. Let's move. Alright, folks, pardon me. I gotta change the battery, and I think this is the best time to do it.
This will be fine. Bone broth for the little one.
Oh my god.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Easy. All right. You want some soup?
That's really cute.
Hey everybody, Kristen Baber from This Week in Star Wars, here to let you know about the Bounty of Mandalorian fun coming to your favorite video games. Gamers all over the world have been logging hours of flight time in Star Wars Squadrons,
Give
and
us an
soon
update so the
you'll be
rank
able to add
system
more
works.
Mando to your mode of transportation. We're talking about Mando goodies, including new dashboard holograms and cockpit flares, featuring the Bounty Puck, Razor Crest, and yes, there's even a child-inspired bobblehead. And you can earn it all for free just by playing Squadrons when the content launches in-game on October 28th. Over in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the Mandalorian is returning once again along with Queel, IG-11, Greef Karga, and Cara Dune to complete the crew making their run on an Imperial Remnant outpost on Navarro. Start collecting Queel next week. Plus, Mandalorian Season 2 characters are coming this winter. Who could it be? You have to wait and see. Next up, Sims Freeplay is celebrating Season 2 of The Mandalorian by giving players a free replica of the child. Now all your Sims can awe at the cuteness of the child in Simtown. And the Sims fun doesn't stop there. The Sims 4 Journey to Batuu is 50% off on Origin. Have a Ronto wrap on me. And if that isn't enough, we have the first scoop from Zen Studios on a brand new Mandalorian-inspired table heading to Star Wars Pinball. This beauty is a landmark 20th table created for the game. It features story-based missions following the Mandalorian as he collects bounties, discovers the child, and fights off Imperial troops. And as the cherry on top, you can play the table inside the cargo hold of the Razor Crest. The Mando madness doesn't stop there. Star Wars The Old Republic is getting new Mandalorian-inspired gear, weapons,
game
and
still
more.
exists?
Disney Emoji Blitz is welcoming back the Mando and child emojis. Plus, a new Moff Gideon villain event is coming to the game, as well as an opportunity for players to win a chance at collecting the new Death Trooper, Cara Dune, and Moff Gideon emojis in the Diamond Box. All this, plus select Star Wars games, are up to 75% off across multiple platforms starting tomorrow. For more details, make sure to check out this link. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got some games to go play. May the Force be with you.
I didn't think I'd see this again. Let's see. Look, up ahead. This will be fun.
A few weeks ago, HasLab revealed the prototype for their 3 3/4 inch figure scale Razor Crest
Give us
for
more
the Star
figures
Wars
for it.
vintage line.
Now, we already know that it comes with a Mando and Beskar with a soft goods cape, escape pod, child figure with a hover pram, but what you haven't seen is what it looks like in color.
Until now.
Ain't. It looks beautiful in paint. Ooh. Damn.
Anthony Carboni here with Peter Donner, Lego Master Builder, to give us an inside look at the brick-by-brick process of bringing the galaxy's cutest asset to life in a giant build that will debut today at Disney Springs. Oh, you've just created the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in Lego, Peter.
There he is.
Look at him, our sweet boy.
Yeah?
This is very lovely. So I have to know, when you're like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna make a Lego sculpture of the child. How long does the design process take for you?
For me, the initial shock of being able to work on something as cool and iconic as the child, that added about 10 or 20 hours. Once I got over that, the process takes about 60 hours for a model of this level of detail and scale. That's just the design phase, of course. But something like the child has so many key points. Like, you really got to nail the eyes. You really got to nail the expression of the hands and the mouth and the posture. So that adds a little bit of intricacy when you're dealing with something at this scale with that level of important details. So 60 hours for a model this might be a little bit high, but we really wanted to nail this one. And I think we did. I think it's got a lot of the personality that we expect.
Oh, he looks great. And it's got to be complicated. He's such a round boy to build with square bricks.
That's actually the first test for a master builder who's doing the design phase, is you got to make a round ball out of the square bricks. So works great when you're doing something like this.
That's amazing. So when you actually start the physical building after the design process, how does it work? Does it work in sections? Are you working like layers from top to bottom?
Yeah, we actually use a piece of software that Lego created internally. It's called Brick Builder, and that gives us a rudimentary building instruction. So we take a 3D object, turn it into a brick model, and then that gives us what we call a CAT scan layer by layer view. But it's not like the instructions you get at home. It doesn't tell you necessarily what brick to put. It just tells you the outer shape of the model. So that's where we rely on the master builder's experience and skills to put the right bricks in the right spot.
Oh, that's so fascinating. And when you say that you work from 3D models and stuff, do you work from actual 3D assets from Lucasfilm, or do you kind of just look at reference material?
In this instance, we actually sculpted it. We got a lot of really great reference photography from the actual set of the show, which we were able to pour it into a 3D model ourselves. Obviously, we get approval, so Lucas knows what we're doing the whole time. And then we turn that into brick. And once you go into brick, you really lose a lot of that high frequency detail anyways. It really kind of chunks out. And that's where you've got to rely on your experiences, again, as a master builder, to give you the nice round shapes that we all want to see.
Oh, he's a little chunky boy to begin with, though. Look at him. It looks like he is sitting in his little hover pram there.
Yep.
What made you choose that as opposed to, kind of any other moment from the show or any kind of pose that he would be in?
Honestly, when I watch the show and I see the model, it just seems to work and relate for me. I actually shared this with the children in my life because we're currently watching Mandalorian Season 1 over in preparation for the launch of Season 2, and they were just blown away. They're like, when are we getting one for the house?
When you see a character like that or a moment like that, are you immediately like, oh, I gotta build that, I gotta make that? Is that the way your head works?
Yeah, so I do that when I see something, especially his eyes just stand out. They're just so like a child's eyes. So I was like, oh, how would I do that? And now you can see it behind me. So.
He just stares right into your soul, he does.
He does, yeah. He doesn't even need the force. He'll just break you down with his beautiful eyes.
Peter, thank you so much for sharing this with us and sharing a little bit of the process that goes into making such an amazing model.
It was a pleasure.
And if you want to see the final full reveal of this beautiful build at Disney Springs, head to DisneyParksBlog.com.
Here it comes. There it is. And it's not exciting. Ooh, fits with the diorama.
Okay. Easy with that. Let's see. What are your plans for it? Yeah, that's what I figured. I'll take them all.
Star Wars in and of itself has a really strong boot game in Galaxy. But in our own universe, Adidas has the Star Wars Sneaks game on lock. Here's Clinton Yates from ESPN's The Undefeated with a look at the new Mandalorian line of Adidas sneakers.
And right after that, I'll be talking to Grief Karga himself, Mr. Carl Weathers.
What's up, kiddos? It's your boy Clinton Yates here. It's been a long day in the galaxy, but I have come home with goodies. Of course, Adidas and the Mandalorian are getting together for Mando Mondays. You know Baby Yoda, you know Mando, you know they're out here in the streets trying to make sure that everybody stays safe. But guess what? They sent me some new clothes. Check out this jacket, y'all. You see me styling.
Awesome.
I'm going to take it off right now because I got some stuff to show you. But check this out.
Oh my god, those are great.
Now these ones, well, these are called the Child, and these are the high top versions. Look at these bad boys. If you're a high top kind of human, these are fantastic. They got the rubber soles, good for grip if you're in the streets. But once again, we're sticking with the Terra theme. You know, there's a lot of dirt in this show. There's a lot of grime in this program. So it's not like everything's all clean and fly like in the Empire. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different.
Look at this part. The child. I like to whisper it because he's very important.
I like laces here too. I'm a big laces guy. So if your laces are fly, it means your shoes are fly. All right, what's next? Ooh, these are super fun. These are called the Dark Sabers. Big fan of this look. If you don't know who that is, you need to watch the series. Because my man Giancarlo Esposito plays the heck out of that character, and we don't know what's going to happen to him. It's very soft. It's very fun. We like it a lot, but it's dark and it's mysterious. Wow. Just sort of like the life of a bounty hunter. I'm Clinton Yates, Mando Mondays. I hope you tune in. It's a great show. Oh, and by the way, this is the way. See you later.
No, show us the other ones, man. Helmet off. Ooh. Oh, this is the build-up.
I am very excited to welcome one of my favorite actors in Star Wars. And I'm not just saying that because he let me live my childhood fantasy of getting the Predator handshake. It's up on my fridge, Carl.
Thank God I'm on somebody's fridge.
Carl Weathers, thank you so much for being here. Man, season 1 of The Mandalorian was just incredible.
We were very fortunate in so many ways. Of course, Jon Favreau just did a phenomenal job in, I guess you could say, ramrodding, this whole thing from its inception on. And we were all just so fortunate to have him just constantly on details. And we had Dave Filoni, who you know, of course, quite well.
Yeah.
He's been involved with the Star Wars world. And then we had this great technical team that John assembled, and we had a wonderful DP. And all of the experts who were involved, right down to people in the office, were so committed. And it's just wonderful when you have all that you can really focus on what your job is. And it's still scary because it's Star Wars, okay?
Oh man, let's talk about that. Let's talk about Greef Karga. It seems like all that goes through his head is it good for business or bad for business?
The wonderful thing about Greef for me, and John was, again, just so nimble in some ways, and through conversation, finding a way to give Greef greater dimension. And ultimately, for me, whenever I've played a character, movies, television, whatever, when I've had the most fun and when it's been most challenging and when I've felt more satisfied, I guess, or gratified from what you ultimately see, it's if you have an opportunity to see some growth in that character, going from the focus on business to maybe something that I consider far more important, that the actor Carl Weathers considers far more important. And that is, how do you feel about people? And how do you relate to people? And ultimately, as a result, I think there's something about that character's soul that's revealed.
That's wonderful. Well, it's been an amazing thing to watch. We're just days away, so we're very excited to see what path Greef walks and what path he walks with our crew now that they're all kind of coalesced.
I'm excited to see it also, okay? I mean, I've seen it, but I haven't really seen it,
Yeah.
We need to see how it all sort of plays out now when it's all finished and see Greef in the environment of season 2.
There are some surprises that we've got for you today. This has got to be a fun part of being part of Star Wars is we've got some cool stuff here. You've probably seen this one already. I love this.
Oh, stuff, yes. Greef Karga. He looks so handsome with his blasters in hand. He looks like he can handle himself and take care of business. I love it, man.
I love what Funko does with the detail on the draping here. They got everything right. Look at him. He's ready. He's ready for business.
Not only is he ready, but dig his mustache. I mean, come on. How cool is he?
That is a perfectly kept mustache, which is not easy to do.
Not easy to do at all. See, because I've been on the dusty planet. That's why it's turned the way it has.
This, to me, has got to be...
Oh, it's one of my favorites. Every kid loves Lego, or even every adult loves Lego.
What I love about this set is when it got delivered to me, the child is in Grief's lap here, which I love.
The child is just spectacular. We all fell in love with the child, and as a result, I think most of us wanted to somehow be in a scene with the child, you know?
So I have one more thing I want you to know. This is not an HR issue, what I'm doing. This is fine.
Okay.
I'm good with it.
Oh my God.
Have you seen this?
Oh yes, I've seen it, but the fact that you're wearing it is so cool.
Of course I'm wearing it.
If I had worn that might have been just maybe a little much, you know? So I decided to go with Mando. But you're wearing Grief Karga. I love it. However, I will tell you again, here we are coming up on the holidays, man. And I'm saying to everybody out there, if I don't see you with a Grief Karga shirt on, you start talking about this show, you're going to be in trouble.
I hear you have some things to show me.
Yes, I do.
I just love that I'm hanging out, showing off Star Wars toy collections to each other with Carl Weathers.
I know, man.
This is fun.
What do guys do other than show you their stuff? One of the first characters we have is Bang. Look at that.
IG-11.
Taika played IG, and he even has his weapon.
What I love about that is having this IG unit who turns into just the sweetest babysitter in the galaxy.
How many of us as kids would love to have had IG babysitting us, okay?
I still want a robot to babysit me.
And look at this.
Oh, it's a cool.
I mean, that is just awesome.
Retro collection. These are all retro
that's
collections.
So
Let's go
good.
today.
And Bang.
Now here's what I love.
Look
The
at that.
figure really has those shoulder pads going. That's what I love.
I mean, the detail, man. And not only that, look at this. This whole thing moves.
I was a kid during the original trilogy, and so that's what everything looked like back then. It's done exactly the way it looked when I was a kid, and I love that.
You know what's beautiful when you say that is that here we are all these years later, and it still feels like the classic, you know?
Yeah.
I haven't shown you everything, but I must show you this. There's the child. Now, you know, the thing about him is if I take him out of this box, then I have, in my opinion, destroyed his pristine quality.
Is that the type of collector you are, Carl?
I'm not going to comment. Now you make me really sound like a crazy person, but
no,
yes.
it's not
Respect your
crazy.
Carl.
You're not crazy, Carl. I'm one of those people. If I like it, maybe I get two. Maybe one's in the box and one's out of the box. You know what I mean? Like
That's not a bad idea.
That's what I'm saying.
It's an actually good idea. Now, I have a couple more things. Do we have time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, watch this.
Carl Weathers is a mint in box guy. You heard it here first.
We have this crazy camera. Look at you. But I remember back in the day when I was really
That
young,
is
man,
sweet.
Polaroid cameras. Guess what? It's here again.
I'm going to take a picture of you, and let's see if you wind up being there with the child.
All right.
And you take a picture
All right.
of me. I haven't used anything but a phone in 10 years. Here we go.
That makes two of us.
No? It says...
Here you go.
Well, Carl, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with me today.
That's
We are so
really cool.
excited for season 2 this Friday.
Yes, October 30th. It's just around the corner. But before we go away, let's all take a sneak peek at the new video for the Mandalorian theme song.
Protect the child and take him with you in his carrier that converts to a blanket. Sounds and movement inspired by The Mandalorian. The Star Wars The Child Animatronic Edition with Carrier.
It's gonna kill me.
Man, what a great Mando Monday.
I would go so far as to say it is the best Mando Monday we've ever done.
Visit MandoMondays.com each Monday to see what new toys, collectibles, apparel, books, comics, digital content, and more will be unveiled during Season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Which drops this Friday, October 30th, with new episodes every Friday on Disney+. We cannot wait. We want to give a huge thank you to everyone who helped us out today.
I'm Andy Gutierrez.
I'm Anthony Carboni. May the Force be with you.
It's the cutest thing.
Tell us when things are up. That's it? That's it. Alright. Chaos Reigns. I think 4 p.m. for those people who are listening. I'm going to do a recap, but I'm going to put this together quick. Thanks for watching.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.